Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to be discussing why I believe Aurora will get the Coke deal, and I will be also discussing the whole I'll be discussing the whole halt, because in the morning a bunch of people contacted me and were like, "Oh, why is the stock halting?" Like seriously, have they not seen a stock halt before? Is there's some I'll explain it later in the video, but right now I'm gonna be talking about Coke, and I'm gonna start off with Terry Booth. So this is a video about Terry Booth. I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna explain along the way what I think of some of the subjects he's talking about. Let's begin.
To weigh in on the possibility of a deal and the recent surge by pot-fueled stocks is Terry Booth, Aurora's CEO. Great to have you with us.
Good to
Terry,
be here. Thanks for having me.
So let's start with this is kind of the next chapter for many cannabis stocks as we head towards recreational use here in Canada, legalized recreational use, I should stress. How important is it to have a beverage partner for players in the space?
I think it's important to have a beverage, period. I don't know that one would need a partner, but certainly there's some bigger beverage companies looking at the space very closely.
And obviously this report of Coca-Cola, is Coca-Cola the partner that you want?
A Coca-Cola would be a great partner, I suppose, but we can't comment on speculation at this time.
What about other suitors? We're hearing lots of deals in the making right now in this industry. Is Coca-Cola the only one who you're talking to?
I think that not at all. There's a number of beverage companies in the space, as you know. We've spoken to at least 3 different beverage companies in the space over the last 3 months.
First of all, I wanna discuss the fact that he came on. He said that, okay, first of all, so the whole Coke deal is speculation. And then he says that there's a bunch of big players going around the cannabis industry talking to like leaders like Aurora, Afria, and like other companies like CanTrust and different other companies. So there's a lot of companies talking in the cannabis industry right now. So Aurora has choices. Aurora doesn't have to have Coke. I mean, Coke would be their best partner. Coke would be my dream partner. Coke would probably make Aurora surpass Canopy in market cap. At least I'm hoping. But you never know in the stock market. But at least it will cause the stock to rise a lot. I think basically Aurora getting a deal with almost anybody, even if they get a deal with Diageo, the stock will rise. But Coke would be the best partner. Coke would be the dream partner. At least this is what I believe. I believe that Coke would be the best partner for Aurora to be the number 1 company in this space, because Coke is very well capitalized. They have $191 billion market cap. So I can't see Aurora going wrong with investing into. I can't see Coke going wrong. I can't see Aurora going wrong accepting a deal from Coke, because Coke is such a big brand name and they're such a big company that it will bring Aurora's reputation way up. And think about it, right? If Coke was to invest into Aurora, right, a lot of people will go to Warren Buffett and be like, "How do you feel about Coke investing into Aurora? I know Coke is one of your big positions. You have 10% in Coke." And that makes it so Warren Buffett has to address the fact that Coke is putting a huge chunk of investment into Aurora Cannabis, and that might also cause Warren Buffett to invest into Aurora too. And if Warren Buffett invested into Aurora, oh my God, so many billionaires would just be like, follow Warren Buffett, and that would skyrocket Aurora stock to, I don't know, $50. I'm just saying best case scenario. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying best case scenario. So I'm really hoping there's a Coke partnership with Aurora. let's begin with the video. Let's continue with the video.
And would the drinks that you're looking at focus on CBD? We're talking about more medicinal purposes. And what's the market potential for CBD against THC, the main psychoactive compound of marijuana?
Well, certainly there are two different beverages you're speaking to. The one with CBD would be more of a wellness product, more of a product that people of all ages could drink possibly, a product that spans across the entire globe, versus the psychoactive component THC in a beverage would mean it would be 19 and above and only be limited to countries where they have adult usage as a beverage for recreation.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reminder that this is still a product in whatever form it's ingested that's illegal in many places, including many U.S. states. Terry, we were reminded last week by U.S. Customs officials that they do have the power to ban Canadian employees or investors or any employees or investors in pot companies. How big a concern is that for you?
It's not that big of a concern to us. It's one individual commenting on a rule that's been there for years and years. We hope that as time goes on that our brothers to the south will become federally legal in the medical world, and these types of situations that do occur won't happen anymore. But it's a very limited number of people that have been turned around at the border.
So how are you preparing for such an eventuality?
We would.
Some people also ask me what I think about the whole U.S. border trade. Terry Booth just explained it. He said that only very few people get turned around. So I will go to Vegas this Christmas to celebrate when my money goes to all-time highs again, or surpass all-time highs, because that's where that's the direction my stocks are heading right now. So when that happens, I'm gonna go to Vegas. I'm gonna go celebrate. And if I get turned around because I'm a pot stock investor, I will let you guys all know that I got canned from the U.S. and I have to wait until the U.S. is fairly legal before I can cross U.S. borders. I don't think it's gonna happen. Like he said, he's very limited, and then on top of that, I'm not there to invest into U.S. companies. I'm there to have fun. I'm not there to look for investments of pot companies. So, like, I should be okay, in my opinion. So let's just continue with the video.
We'd have to deal with it. We have a plan, and we know what to say with our border officials. There's the business that we do in the United States, Aurora does anyway, is all IP related. It's none of the illegal things touching the plant. So if you're with a company that is involved in things that are federally illegal in the States, just to be very careful on how you prepare yourself in crossing that border and make sure you have the proper documentation in place.
I want to ask you, Terry, how far along you are on the R&D around infusing a beverage with cannabis.
We've been looking at it for some time. I can't really disclose exactly what stage we're at, but we're advanced.
Yeah, whether or not your deal with Coca-Cola comes through, how's the interest from major companies helping legitimize this industry?
Well, it was only a matter of time before the major beverage companies came in, not only from the alcohol side, but the Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola side of the fence. It's a big impact. It legitimizes what we're up to. It legitimizes this as a big global business, and the Aurora global footprint is one to be proud of. We're very proud of our global footprint as it continues to grow throughout the world.
24/7 access to diverse global market.
So that's it for that video. So, like he said at the end, there's a lot of big players looking into the space. If Coke signed up with Aurora, Pepsi's gonna have to try to find their own partner, because Pepsi's not gonna be like, ignore the fact that Coke is going into the cannabis space. They're gonna try to find a partner to go into the cannabis space with. So because of that huge speculation in the market right now, there's a lot of speculation that there's a lot of speculation that like other companies, smaller companies, bigger companies could get some kind of deal with alcohol slash like a big alcohol slash Pepsi company, beverage company that is going to, and then maybe even pharma company. So like Tilray, Afria, Tilray probably get something. Afria probably might get something. There's like CanTrust, there's American. Because of all this speculation, it's gonna cause the stock to rise for a while. So do I think there's gonna be a bubble crash in the next week or 2 weeks? Absolutely not. Do I think it could be a crash after October 17th? Maybe, but in the next couple of weeks, I think we're fine. I don't think the stock's gonna crash, but October 17th might be a different story. We'll see what happens, but I believe if Aurora was to crash, if they get a Coke deal, I think Aurora stock will rise to this is my prediction. I think the stock will rise up to $20, maybe even higher, and then it'll fall back down to maybe like $15 or $14, and then it'll start trading between $14 to $15, possibly going all the way down to maybe $10 ish by maybe next summer. That's only a possibility. I'm not saying it will happen, because I'm just taking history, and history is going to repeat itself again for another year. The summertime should be the worst time for Aurora, Canopy, and all the cannabis company, and then the winter time should be an awesome time for everyone again. Winter of 2019. So if history is going to repeat itself again, I can see maybe I can see by summer of 2019 we'll see like the worst time we see in our entire life in the cannabis space. But for now, it's very exciting times. You should be happy you're a shareholder, and yeah. So, and I guess I want to explain this. A lot of people came to me and they were talking to me and asking me, why did Aurora, what's happening to Aurora? Why can't I trade it? Why is not the stock not moving? Because it got halted. Like, you guys have to realize that companies get halted time to time by an organization called IROC. They monitor the stock market, and they requested the information from Aurora according to Coke's about the leak about Coke, possibly investing into Aurora. But Aurora said that they cannot talk about speculation. So they said that they have been talking to multiple companies, and Coke is among one of them, and there's no agreement yet. So they had to tell IROC that, and that's why the stock was halted early in the morning for at least an hour before it started trading again. And now it's starting to trade, so that's a good sign. Canopy today, nice run, still a shareholder. I have sold off some Canopy shares because I'm starting to collect a little bit of profit, and I want to collect some profit for Australia's capital tomorrow. And I also sold off some other stocks that I'm not going to get into. I did not sell any of my Aurora stock though, because I still think it's undervalued. I still think there's a lot of room for it to rise. I think the stock's going to be $14. Even if they don't get a Coke deal, even if they get like a Diageo deal or a Pepsi deal, I'm sure Coke is not going to let Aurora go, because if Coke lets Aurora go, Aurora's going to find someone else. So what would Coke rather have? Like one of the leaders in the cannabis space, or they'll have somebody second rate like CannTrust, or I don't know, like some other smaller players. Like, well, they said no to Afria already, so I mean, I can't think of another player that's big. Oh, Hexo is already taken by Motion Cooler. What other companies there? Kronos, I guess there's Kronos and Tilray. I like, honestly, if I was Coke, if I was in Coke's shoe, I wouldn't invest into Kronos or Tilray. They don't have very much infrastructure compared to, like, Aurora has so much infrastructure compared to Kronos and Tilray. So I mean, if I was Coke, I wouldn't do it. I like, Aurora seems like the best candidate in the cannabis space. They have great infrastructure. They have lots of medical patients. They're always consistently growing the medical patient. They're growing their revenue very, very fast in Europe. And they're expected to, like by the start of 2019, they will be growing 160 kilograms of high quality cannabis. So all that 160 kilograms, all going to be high quality. Not very many companies can go out there and say we're going to be growing 160,000 kilograms of high quality cannabis that's not from greenhouses. And on top of that, all the production is low cost. So Aurora has like so many companies in the mix, right? There's Hempco, they own 50% of. There's liquor stores, which they have warrants to own up 40% of. There's T-Guard, which is also building an organic sky class facility in Quebec, which also advertise low cost energy, and the labor in Quebec is also cheaper than the labor of the rest of Canada. So that's going to contribute to the cost going down. And T-Guard is the second company to have an certified organic cannabis. So that's excellent. Okay, so I want to, in this video, I'm going to address you guys about like my whole time I was in this, like why I picked Aurora over, like, somebody asked me why did I pick Aurora over Canopy back in the day. It was, well, first of all, when I found Aurora Cannabis, I didn't even know the existence of Canopy growth. I didn't know. I just was so focused on researching. Like, okay, so when my friend told me about Aurora Cannabis around December, let's see, hold on. I think it's around December 12-ish. So the stock was around $2.32 when I found it. And what I did was I went out and I bought a little bit right away, and then it crashed down a little bit, so I bought a little bit more. And then I just kept doing my research because I became obsessed about the company. I kept doing more and more and more research, and then I came to the realization of market cap. I didn't even know about market cap back in the day because I kind of got lucky with AMD. Hold on, let me pull up AMD here. So 5 years. So I invested, like, you guys should realize that I had investment of AMD around here. And then I kind of got lucky with AMD because there was the whole talk of artificial intelligence and VR, and the stock kind of like skyrocketed. And then the fact that they had a new Zen chip. So the stock kind of like skyrocketed. And then, well, around like December-ish time, my stock was around like $10, $11. So I was selling off some AMD for Aurora Cannabis, and then when the stock went up to around like $14, I was selling off more AMD and then funneling it into Aurora Cannabis. And then the day that they announced they acquired Pedanios, and the stock tanked all the way down to like $2, like low $2. I was like buying, I sold off all my AMD and then I threw it into Aurora Cannabis because I thought Aurora Cannabis was like could triple or quadruple my money in a year, maybe 2 years. But surprisingly, like a few months later, after going like all in on Aurora Cannabis, it skyrocketed. And I took some profits around $8. I took some profits around $14. and $13 and $12 and $10. And then because I originally had like 240,000 shares, and then I was selling and taking profit. I guess that's my history about Aurora. Why did I pick Aurora over Canopy? I picked Aurora over Canopy because Aurora was the first company I ever found. The fact that I lived in Edmonton, and the fact that they're building an Aurora high class facility in Edmonton, I was like, like hometown. I can go to the Aurora Sky and keep up and try to keep following it. And then I was looking at like Canopy. It was trading around $10 to $12, while Aurora was $2, and the market cap Aurora was like less than a Canopy, and I didn't see a huge difference between Canopy and Aurora, so I picked Aurora because Aurora had a $2-ish price tag while Canopy had a $10. I was thinking that maybe like if Aurora would go to like $4, I would double my money. In order for me to double my money off Canopy stock would have to go to $20. If Aurora goes to $6, I would triple my money, and Canopy would have to go to $30 to triple my money. So I took the gamble that Aurora, and I took the gamble that saying that Aurora is undervalued because they're building a Sky class facility that could produce 100,000 kilograms, and I went in my mind like, what's 100,000 kilograms? How much money could they make off 100,000 kilograms? And I was like, it's close to $1 billion. So for a company that's building a facility that can produce $1 billion worth of cannabis, almost $1 billion worth of cannabis, is valued under $1 billion at that time. People were saying that cannabis stocks were in a bubble at that time. I was like, it's not a bubble. It's not a bubble at that time. It's under $1 billion. Under $1 billion is nothing. That's like nothing money. And then the whole Constellation brand deal came out, and then it it made the whole cannabis sector legitimate. I can't even say that. Like people like had confidence because like Constellation brand went out and invested a big amount of money. Back then was a big amount of money. It was like $275 million with an extra 10% warrant to put more money into Canopy. Back then was a lot of money, and then a lot of money for these cannabis stocks anyways. So because of that, the whole market kind of rallied up, and I got rich off that. So that's my whole story. I hope you enjoyed it. This video is kind of long. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, please give me a thumbs down. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.